Good morning. It's been a week or two since I've been able to get out, and we're out here right at sunup. Gonna try some of the mangroves before it gets too hot later in the day. I'm gonna work with some cut bait, and it's been pretty warm, so the fish, from everything I'm hearing from those who have been able to get out in the water, is that the bite has been good, but the fish are not super active because of the warm water temps. They don't really want to expend a lot of energy chasing down bait, so cut bait seems to be the ticket. So I'm working my way to a few spots, but along the way where I'm seeing a few breaking fish, I'm gonna throw a few casts out just to see if we can entice somebody. But yeah, so that's the game plan today. We're gonna work the mangroves initially, and if that doesn't work, we may get a little bit further out into the bay, and got a few hours to spend, so let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm posted up off of one of the little mangrove islands along the shore areas here, and I've got 2 pieces of cut bait soaking. One a little closer to the edge of the shallows, and then one in a deeper cut channel area. And we're just kind of sitting here with the tide gently moving out till about 9:30 this morning, which will give us just the slightest bit of a controlled drift to move our bait along the water. So that's the approach right now. Just gonna take it nice and slow. Like I said, from everything I've been hearing in all the reports, the fish are biting and they're feeding, but not actively. They just don't want to expend the energy to chase white bait or fast moving artificials. So we'll go with the cut bait here and see how it works. Okay, and we had somebody messing with our bait here because I saw that line peeling off. He might have ripped me off, and it feels like he did, but there's some fish out there because I definitely saw the line moving. So let's get our other bait, and hopefully might be some redfish out there. Let me get my bait out there before I drift up on top of them. And we'll re-rig this guy. But part of it's a game, watching that line and watching for that movement, fishing this cut bait. Which is what I saw. So. Okay, something grabbed that right away. That line started peeling as soon as I got it in the rod holder. So I'm gonna get this line out of the way. Yeah, there's something out there. Not sure quite what it is, but I think we may. Paddle out just a little bit and reposition. So, okay, and my hunch is he stole my bait. Yes, he did. So we'll keep working the spot and see if in fact it is some redfish or if we've got something else messing with us. Another one. And I got one on this rod too. Ooh, we got fish jumping. This is bigger, whatever it is. We are gonna drop an anchor in this little cove that I came across, and that's where he was. He was right inside the mouth of this cove, picking bait off as it floated by, but I also saw and heard quite a few more in here. So we may have scared a lot of them off, but we're going to give it a try, see if we can't get another one. And the cut bait definitely did the trick. It didn't take long before he picked up on it. Okay, I've worked the entirety of this little cove, and the water in here is only about 2 feet deep. So I don't know that there's going to be too many reds in here at the moment. Again, the mullet are jumping like crazy. But we've also got an outgoing tide, which I think is gonna potentially flush some of them out of here, which explains why we caught that guy. So I just want to really gently work my way out and not disrupt any other fish that may be staged. Oh, I can see them. Oh yeah, they're right there. They are right there. I just saw one. He was right near the surface, and I scared him off, which was my fear. So I'm going to get out of here, give it a minute or two, post up, and then try to work that area again. Okay, we've got somebody. Dirty, stinky, rotten catfish. Okay, we got another fish. I think he's a cat. He's pulling his, yeah, it is. He was shaking like a cat, so. Okay, it is a little bit after 9 o'clock, and the tide has gone pretty slack. High tide was projected around 9:03, and really has slowed down. There's not much movement at all, and I expect the bite will slow down in conjunction with that. did catch that redfish. He was right in the middle of a minor feeding period, and he was also caught in a situation where we did have the outflow, outgoing tide water, flushing out the interior of a little bit of a inlet off of a creek area. And I think that redfish was just staged up there picking those fish off as they came out, which is kind of what I expected him to be doing and why I think he was there. So that was fun, and unfortunately we're kind of at the end of that window, and now we're gonna probably do a little bit more hunting and pecking, seeing if we can find a few stragglers. But it will likely be in areas where we're not going to be dependent as much on the flow of water, and maybe more some deeper areas where the fish may be holing up, as right now we are at low tide. It is supposed to turn around probably in the next half hour to an hour, start coming back in, and then we'll have an incoming tide till about 3:30. So bite may pick up once the water movement picks back up, and those fish may be back tight to the mangrove edges, but we'll work up until then and try to see what we can find. I'm going to continue to work along these mangroves. The tide has turned, and it is starting to move in now. We were slack for about 20 minutes, and then it just kind of on a button started reversing. So now we've got the incoming tide, which hopefully will get the fish back up into these mangroves, or actively get them feeding in the mangroves. And we got another fish. This one could be another red. It looks like it. Okay. Yep. Come on, buddy. Come on. He's another nice size. Looks like he's in that same 27-inch range. Oh, maybe a little smaller. Okay. Looks like he could be about 20. Okay, don't tangle up on the anchor line. There we go. Nice redfish. Come here, Bill. Let's get you in the boat. Hook out of them. Gotcha. Okay. Beautiful fish. He is 21 inches. That's a nice guy. 21 inches. Okay, so nice redfish there. And I think we're going to call it a wrap for the day. It's about getting close to noon, and it's a hot one today. So it's lucky to catch that guy in about the last 10 minutes. Pattern for the day, was definitely cut bait. Fish just don't want to seem to follow a moving bait, and likewise the moving water along the mangroves, where they're just staging up and waiting for the food to come to them with the moving current. And that's how we caught both of those guys. So that said, thanks for tuning in. Get on the water as often as you can. And again, I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Florida Fishing and Outdoors.